Say, man, for those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what's coming next. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, what I try to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, with that in mind, man, at this time, it ain't shit else left to do but just vibe. If you ain't figured it out by now, you fooling with the right one. I ain't gonna say who I am, cause that don't matter. Plus a lot of y'all can read. It's just about that time though, for you to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. One time. You know, slipped and slid into a whole nother motherfucking dimension. Density. Yes, I be feeling myself. But you be feeling me too. As you should. I'm just that fly. Get ready. What you want, baby? You want a moon rock? I got you. I'm a whole vibe, baby. I'm trying to get you there before I take you there. A lot of things I say, man, it might be tough for y'all to grasp. You'll catch up one day. The ways of heaven, they're not to be known to the ways of man. And I've been divinely enlightened. Yeah, what it was, y'all. Y'all know who it is. If not, you know, here I go. That's me right there. And y'all tuned in with a little priceless knowledge yourself. And this right here, this ain't shit but some cosmic insight, man. And I hope everybody feeling good. We vibing. But you gotta understand that emotions make you cry sometimes. You know, we're gonna talk about that because this right here, this a little something about those people that have the moon in the 4th house of their astrological chart. And before we actually go there, man, if you don't know my style by now, let me put you up on game. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to give y'all a little information about the moon. I'm going to give y'all a little information on the energy that comes along with it. And, you know, the moon in the houses and how this might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a little information about what the 4th house of the astrological chart is actually all about. Then after that, we're going to make a climax. And that's my favorite. Mi favorito. So, without playing anymore, well, I don't know about that because I don't want to lie to y'all, but, you know, I'm going to try to get serious. And Let's get to the shit. So, the moon. The moon is the closest celestial body in relation to Earth in the whole entire solar system. So I like to think that it has the strongest effect on our moods and personality on a day-to-day basis. The moon controls the Earth's tides, and the Earth is 65 to 70% water, where your body is 65 to 70% fluid. So think about the effect it has on you. Understand, this is your instinctive awareness. This is your emotional nature. This is about how you feel. The moon could represent the relationship that you have with your mother or the lack thereof. In Vedic astrology, they call the moon the mind. But I really just think it's about who you are internally. The rising sign, that's about how you appear to others. The sun, that's about, the whole thing. The moon, that's who you are inside. But when we're talking about the moon in the houses, see, that's a horse of a different color. The moon in the houses, this reveals where and how we go about seeking emotional security and satisfaction. And looking at the house position of the moon, we can really find important clues to the reasons for any perpetual emotional unrest that we might be going through. Be it, any ups and downs or just constant changes that we got going through, that really goes down in the house that the moon is in. Pardon me, y'all. And, when you're thinking about the house placement of the moon, you really got to try to make deep emotional attachments rather than superficial and temporary thrills, man. And that's especially if you're seeking any true feeling of belonging and emotional fulfillment. But that's what the moon is going to be seeking in whatever house that it's in. So pay attention, okay? So when we're talking about the fourth house of the astrological chart, well, the fourth house is ruled by the moon and the sign of Cancer, and it's considered to be the house of family and the house of home. And it's also known as the Nadir or the IC. And it's here that we plant ourselves firmly and lay down our roots into the earth, as it were. And one day we'll return to this very same earth. So it's here that in the fourth that things are brought full circle by also addressing old age, endings, and our final resting place. So a lot of the people don't speak on it. But the fourth house can also show the natural death in a lot of senses, man. And on another note, this house can also speak to our relationship with our mother and how that might have really shaped our sense of self in whatever way. So that's definitely worth paying attention to too. And the fourth can represent our astral house and or any real estate or land that we might own or acquire. And let me see, man. When we're talking about the IC, it's all about family. It's history and traditions. And, this all helps contribute in the process of building a generally or genuinely individualized and actualized self, man. And, the fourth is also all about how we feel, how we internalize things, because this is the lowest point in the chart. This is everything that's deep down. Okay. And, whatever we can get a sense of home out of is in its highest form. This is what the fourth is all about, man. And any planets placed here should really show what energy we have to work with in a domestic sense, to be honest. And so, when we're talking about having the moon in the fourth house, man, the main thing you're going to have to remember with this one, like a lot of the other ones we've already spoke on, is that the moon rules the fourth house. The moon is at home here, and nobody loves to be home more than the moon. Understand that? So this placement really greatly enhances all of those lunar qualities that are typically associated with this, man. And when I see the moon in the fourth of a chart, man, I know that this is a good chance that I'm dealing with a very intuitive, a very emotional, a very gentle and caring individual. Okay. And this is a soft soul who really has a deep need, to be loved and to take care of people. And when it comes to the fourth house moon people, man, it's definitely their family that makes them feel nurtured and loved and safe. So they need to be the fucking place where they can retreat from the world and recharge. Home is of the utmost importance with them, man. And they find flow in their life by just being at the house and being around people that really care about them, man. And a great deal of their emotional energy kind of goes into maintaining the warmth and comfort of their home. So, that's just because that's the main source of their emotional safety. And keep in mind that the sign of the moon, that's also going to greatly modify how this expresses itself. for instance, man, if the moon is in a water sign, they're going to be, that much more emotionally sensitive. And if it's in an air sign, it's going to show a person who really relies a lot more on thoughts and than feelings. And they're always thinking about how they feel without actually allowing themselves to feel some stuff, man. So that's a little hint as to what you can use. And if it's in the fourth, it's still going to help whatever's going on. If it's in a fire sign, it's in an earth sign, it's going to help out that emotionality a little bit. It's going to add a more emotional tone to it. It's going to soften it up in a sense because this is the moon. And looking even deeper than that, the mother really, in these people's lives is of the utmost importance to them, man. Their relationship is probably karmic, man. And chances are they probably hold their mother in the highest regards, especially if there's a lot more of those harmonious aspects going on. But even if not, man, with the moon in the fourth house, their mother is a key player in their life and maybe even well beyond this life. And even beyond that, it's not just the mother, their roots mean everything to them. And a lot of them are really emotionally attached to the traditions of their ancestry, even beyond anything else. And these are those patriotic motherfuckers too. And don't ever get it twisted, man. They love their country. With moon in the fourth house, they emotional about their country, man. And most of all, what I also see here is a person who is freaking ride or die when it comes to anybody that they consider as family. And you'd have to do something really horrible for them to ever even consider turning their back on you or letting you go, man. And, speaking of which, displacement also suggests somebody that really gets emotionally attached to people, places, and things, and sometimes even to an unhealthy extent. So that's another thing that's always going to be worth examining and see what's no longer serving you in the way with these relationships and these attachments that you have. And while it's usually the mother, I could say that this doesn't have to be, but this also just indicates an extremely strong emotional attachment to one of the parents, man. That's, like I said a second ago, probably karmic in nature and, goes beyond this existence. And another thing, the fourth house moon really comes with an uncanny intuition, y'all, that just, it should be paid attention to. It's so freaking strong that they have this thing where they can pick up the clues of how, others expect them to behave and react to certain situations and then adjust accordingly. And that's especially when it comes to their family members and family situations, man. They want to make sure everybody's all right in that sense. And to be honest, taking care of others is their second nature with this placement. And all this shit combined can make them just a little bit too attached to their family. So these are definitely a lot of the times, those birds that have a real rough time leaving the nest. It's not just, moving out physically either. Although a lot of the moon in the fourth house people, do live with their parents well into their adulthood. I have seen that. They kind of also hold on to their habits that they learned as kids too. So, yeah. And to sum it up, man, all the memories of their childhood are a tremendous source of safety in these people's lives. How they did things in their family serves that same purpose to them too, subconsciously. So they try to keep those habits alive as they get older and build their families later on. So, this can also be an issue when they've learned some behavioral patterns that, don't serve them so well or aren't so healthy or legal or, anything like that, man. And so, it's going to be harder when they have those patterns to just shake them when they've grown up. So in some aspects, this placement can be hard. But, like all of them, man, it's what you do with it. It's not about how you do it. It's about what you do. Okay. And, I'd be wrong if I didn't speak on how freaking moody these folks are. There's going to be a lot of freaking constant fluctuations in their emotional state. And if their moon is in a mutable sign, I'm going to warn you that it's going to be all the more emphasis on that. But it really don't matter either way. Also, man, like they have attachment. When I say they have attachment to stuff, these people can have some attachment to stuff in a way that Sometimes these could be hoarders, man. Everything that they've had that reminds them of their childhood, or everything that, they deal with in their home kind of has a emotional attachment to it. So they have a hard time backing up from it. So if you got moon in the fourth house, man, don't clutter up your life. Okay? But just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. If there's negative traits that go along with any placement, man, you don't have to feed into it, man. We all have all of this energy available to us in all of our charts. And so it ain't about what you do. It's about how you do it. And so that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And it's been some priceless knowledge of self, man. If y'all are interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Okay? And what else, man? Y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. I see a lot of people watch, and I ain't seen nobody hit the dislike button. So if you didn't hit that dislike button, I feel like you should be hitting the like button. But who am I? Just me. I appreciate the love and support anyway, man. If anybody's interested in donating to the cause and to the channel, man, the link is in the description below. If, like I said, if y'all are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And that same goes in the way of merchandise. Like I said, I have some hoodies, I have some caps, and it's all love, man. Y'all keep it chill till I come back next time, man, because that's really what I'm going to do, because that's all I know how to do.